David Wright with the president in Mar-a-Lago. David, thank you for your reporting this morning. And joining us to discuss what's going on with North Korea, ABC News consultant Colonel Steve Ganyard. Good morning to you, Colonel. Thanks for joining us.
Hey, Paula. Good morning.
So let's talk about this ballistic missile that was launched. What do we know about its particular capabilities?
Well, it seems to be a medium range or an intermediate range missile, which means it's not that intercontinental, that really long missile that could hit the United States, which is where President Trump drew the red line with North Korea. And so this is a missile that we've known has been in development for quite a while. The way they shot it was not terribly provocative, but the fact that it happened just as President Trump and Prime Minister Abe were sitting down to cocktails last night tells us that Kim Jong-un wanted to remind the world that he was still there and still relevant.
Yeah, so the timing, as we said, hard to miss. Do you think this has the potential to spiral out of control, though?
Well, Dan, I think what's, we know that the NSC is conducting a review of the North Korea policy. We've seen U.S. military officials very clearly come out in the past couple weeks and say the U.S. will contemplate preemptive action if we see an ICBM on a launch pad in North Korea. That's new. So between that and the red line that President Trump has drawn about it won't happen if we see an ICBM, I think you're in for a much tougher policy in North Korea, but there will probably be a rollout here in the next couple of weeks of a variety of sanctions and military actions.
You talk about that red line. Can we expound a little bit? This very well could be the president's first big test. How do you expect his administration to respond to this?
Yeah, I think, in the past 2 weeks, Paulo, we've seen a red line drawn with Iran, where, quote, Iran has been put on notice, and we've had the president say that it won't happen if we see one of these longer-range missiles on a launch pad. So that means that if we see something, with it, whether it's whatever intelligence capability we have, such as a satellite, we see one of these longer-range missiles, the U.S. is signaling that there would be some sort of a military action to prevent that launch.
But again, this was not a longer-range missile that we saw overnight. So not a crossing of the red line, but it certainly could come at some point. Stephen Ganyard, thank you.